Welcome to the Simply Incredible Podcast. I am Daryl, aka The D, here with T. Rizzle Troy Chapney.
What's up? Good to be back. Glad everybody is here. Glad I'm here.
Well, most everybody.
Well, I wish Peasy was here.
Yeah, and we wished Christian was here.
Christian not here.
Nobody's here. We're left alone. And this just got better.
And it just got better. It's my wife. I was calling her to tell her that we had started the podcast. I'm going to take a call on the line.
Wait, we have a live caller.
We have a live caller on the podcast.
Woohoo! I bet she doesn't believe this is live, but it is.
You're on it right now. She goes, "You are not putting me on the podcast."
We are live.
This is my wife, Krista. She just called me. I tried calling her before we started.
Yeah. And see, that's why I was actually waiting to start the podcast, because I knew that the lovely Miss Champney would call.
It's the lovely Miss Champney.
Yes.
She's hot.
Yeah.
My wife is extremely
We're talking about
sexy.
We're talking about your mom or your wife?
No.
Miss
You talking about my mom?
Miss Champney?
No. My wife is Miss Champney too. Hello.
Children, please.
Well, are you really having a crisis? Oh, wonderful.
This may be a short podcast.
Now, Riley had got a cut on her foot, my daughter, and because it was moving, it couldn't get a stitch. They had to glue it, and the glue has come off. Is it bleeding all over the place?
Our favorite viewer, Riley.
I love you. Kiss Riley for me. Bye. Guys, I apologize for that, but family first.
That's
family
right.
First.
What's up, guys? How's it going? So, are we amputating?
Okay, now we're right now. No amputations, and we're ready to
now we're podcast.
do the podcast.
That was some exciting stuff we had there.
That's crazy.
I mean, I thought I was going to be calling 911 live from the cast.
No, she's fine. She's okay, but she didn't realize that we had started already.
Mm-hmm.
I tried calling her.
Yeah. I saw you try.
Did you have a good week?
I did have a good week. Did you have a good week?
Yeah, I tell you what, time is flying.
Yes. Now, I want to say this. I know you have a job.
Yes.
You have a wife.
I have a lot of jobs.
You have 2 kids.
I have too many jobs.
You teach over here at a martial arts school. You own a martial arts school.
Yeah.
And yet you still find a little bit of time to read books and other little things. Me, I have a job. I watch a lot of TV.
Right.
And I still find it hard to find time to get everything in.
Oh, dude.
Then there's Josh. Josh has a wife.
Has a wife.
He has a son.
Has a son.
Has a really good job.
Really good job.
And he plays World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Gets a lot of that in. Reads comics. Has plenty of time to read all these comics. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know. If he was here, we could ask him.
Josh, you're a machine. That's all it is. There's 2 of you. That's it. There's 2.
We want to be his pop culture Padawans.
Yeah.
Teach us how to absorb.
Ooh.
We're
trademarking pop culture Padawans.
That's it.
It.
That's gonna be my podcast.
Dennis, you a goon of goons.
He called us a goon last week too, man.
That's 2 weeks in a row. I think he actually does that every time.
Is that how he says hello?
Yeah. You know what? This week I am not going to promote Hybrid Martial Arts in Roanoke, Virginia. One of the best places in the world for jiu-jitsu training. Hybrid Martial Arts, conveniently located in Roanoke, Virginia.
I'll promote it.
I will not do that this week.
Not hybrid.
No, martial arts.
In Roanoke.
In Roanoke, Virginia.
No.
I will not do it. Dennis Hayes. If I had his number, I would not promote that either.
Hope you're doing good, buddy. Love you.
Yeah. That's one of our buds, our pals, our chums. You said you just finished Secret Empire.
Yeah.
I'm on book 4.
Yeah, episode 4.
Yeah, episode.
You know the biggest thing that I had a challenge with in reading the series? Because I read them.
First off, he's illiterate. But other than that.
That makes it really challenging. But it's
Big
because
series.
my MacBook is slowing down. And I read them online.
Uh-huh.
And I literally will get so many of the beach ball of death, the freezing and stuff.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's going on because I literally could have read that, Marvel Legacy, and maybe even gone back and tried to finish out God Country and the other stuff that you had told me about.
All kinds of good stuff.
I would have. I was rolling, but then I would sit there and watch the beach ball of death going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, I got to clear out my memory, the cache, defrag, whatever. I don't know.
That is so cache.
That is so cache. So last year, so cache.
I'm going to let you go ahead, tell the world Give us a little Secret Empire. Josh was supposed to be here to drop knowledge on that as well.
I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm just going to give an overview of kind of how I felt it went out. Number one, the story was fantastic. The payoff was great at the end. The art was not consistent.
I was noticing that through the first 4 episodes.
And it hurt it for me a little bit. Sometimes the art looked creatively different and maybe kind of like crime noir, you know, like watercolor. It wasn't, you know, ultra detailed stuff. It made it kind of neat.
Did you read Crosswind yet?
No.
Because there was one book that I felt a definite Crosswind vibe to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
no,
yeah, kind of like where you're talking about that.
Yeah, okay.
Like crime noir type of thing looking, yeah.
Which I can dig. In fact, I like that now here and there. But it looked like a couple, I hate to say it, whatever artist was, you know, doing, I don't even remember his name, but some of it actually looked downright like, okay, I think you were behind your deadline and started trying to chop these things quick. And then toward the end, it picked back up again, and the last issue was really done well.
Nice.
But the story was a really good payoff. In fact, even with the problems that I saw with the art, it's 100% worth reading. It's a great story. It's did a really good job of tying all of the different pieces together, and because they had so many pieces, you got to see this incredible, you know, cast of characters. I mean, there was a ton of people for different heroes getting a little, you know, play in the story.
David Ross is asking about Night Nurse 1. I don't know that.
I don't know that either.
Werewolf by Night, I remember that from way back in the day.
Werewolf by Night, I do remember. In fact, I think I met that artist, a creator rather, at a con.
Now, he's asking would I CGC or anything like that. I don't even know what they're going for, so I can't help you on that.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because who did Night Nurse? I'm assuming, would that be in the that'd be the nurse from like Defenders or something? Google it.
Claire?
Maybe.
Could be Claire.
Let's find out. I know people. I got connections.
Got this little magic box that has all the answers. Google.
If you spell it right. What kills me about
Google, Muggle.
What kills me about my phone is I will spell something just right and they will go, that's not what you really meant. I will butcher something and they will leave it.
I just updated my phone like this weekend, and since then I've been getting that happening a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll now I have to read my talk to text a lot more clear, because I mean I'm like, I'll push send and there's like 15 wrong words in there and people are laughing at me like I'm special. Short bus.
You are very special.
I wear a helmet.
Where is your helmet, by the way? Because normally that's on.
No.
It looks like a hat. It's a regular hat, but it's not.
The year of living dangerously.
It's really not.
My hair used to look like that. People are like, that's
hair helmet? I had a nice hair helmet.
I had a hair helmet.
Oh, yeah.
In the 80s?
One of the better moulets out there. It was pretty sweet. It wasn't a mullet. It was a moulet.
So if I did have to give like thumbs up, thumbs down on Secret Empire, thumbs up. Definitely read it. Expect a little bit with the art, but it's good. It's really good.
Do you think you need the Captain America? Should they read that first?
I
did. Civil War 2?
I did that too, and they do make reference to it here and there. It's not going to kill the story if you don't do it. It's not that big a deal, but it did kind of add to the entertainment when they made references to some of the stories with certain characters. You're like, oh yeah, they even talk about the Civil War in there.
Yeah.
And I really liked, because I read Captain America before I read any of the other ones. Dude, huge, awesome.
And one of the things that, again, we're only through, for me, book 4, and you see on the Resistance side, you see some infighting going on, kind of like who should be the leader? Should we do this? Should we not do? Should we wait? What would you do?
All the way through the series.
And for me, it's just like, in a real thing like this, you would have that.
Yeah.
Who should we follow in this? Should we attack now? Should we wait till they're more vulnerable? And I think that's pretty cool. Good writing.
But
good writing.
The thing that really made clear is this. I remember back in the day when I read Superhero Secret Wars, one of the very first mega crossovers with all the heroes. That was a big deal back in the 80s when all of the superheroes in their own series all of a sudden, whatever story arc they were in, they kind of ended the story with like, wait a minute, what's that in the distance? And it was this huge, it looked like a space station that had landed or something, and they all went into it like it was beckoning them and collected them for the Secret War. And I remember, like, because back then I read all of the individual heroes' own storybook, their own books, all of them. Fantastic Four.
Back when we had time.
When we had time.
Good days.
And they were 35 cents.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'd do that. And I remember making a defining distinction about Captain America. Everybody was coming. They were either loners or they had their own team structure with their own chain of command, and they were trying to figure out who's going to lead us. And hands down, everybody said, look, there's one guy here all of us could say yes to following, and that's Cap.
Good old Cap, yep. He was always that rock.
That, in this story, there's so much infighting because the rock, is not there.
Yep.
The glue is gone. Man, that was good.
See, this past weekend also, I went and I got a bunch of comics because I do that. And a lot of old Batman, Detective Comics, but a nice group of them that I did get was the What Ifs. Got some more of the good old What Ifs.
Which ones? Because that's like my favorite series,
I'm actually
dude.
looking up to see which one. Gosh, what was that one? It's like What If the Fantastic Four
never got their powers?
Never got their powers.
Yeah.
That was one. One about Cap.
If you've been revived later.
Yes, that was one.
I got that one.
You know, there's one that is a What If, even though it was not a What If. It was DC. What If
Elseworlds.
What if Superman had landed in Russia?
Oh, Red Sun.
Red Sun.
Dude, love that.
That is like one of my favorite What Ifs. But there's so many.
Did you read
great
that?
ones. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Well, that was an awesome
good.
thing.
Good.
Awesome. So, if you haven't checked out What Ifs, I highly recommend them.
The best thing I used to love about those was, number one, they were self-contained. It was a one-shot. It was done.
That was it.
And you talk about just brain candy. And somebody was just being completely creative and been like, okay. What if, fill in the blank, there's a good 20 minutes of fun right there, man. That was a good day.
Here's one that I do not have, and I keep looking for it, but it's actually coming out in the movie soon enough, or it's in the comics, really. What if Jane Foster had found the Thor's hammer, and basically become Lady Thor.
Lady Thor.
And I'm like, who would have thought 20 years later, 30 years later,
that Jane Foster would be included?
And I just think that's funny. So many great things. One of them that I did love, back-to-back issues, is what if Hulk had killed Wolverine? And the next one, what if Wolverine had killed Hulk?
Oh, that's good. I got to see that one.
Yeah,
I haven't read
those
that.
are two really good back-to-back issues. I think it's like 50 and 51. I think that's what it was.
Two of my favorites were those same character lines. One was, what if the Hulk had gone berserk? Love that. And the second one, what if Phoenix had overtaken Jean Grey?
Oh.
And like, let me tell you, that's the first time seeing heroes, like icons, die. I was like, he's dead? He's dead! They killed him! Lost it, dude.
Let me see if I can find those two in here. I'm not going to be able to find them. I can never find things when I'm looking for them. But if you guys have read any of those What Ifs, let us know which one your favorites are, because I'm still trying to find a whole bunch of them.
Oh,
I love those things.
I need to go. That could be a good one for me to take and actually say, I want that whole run. That one's a fun
There's three runs of them.
They've got one right now, right? Don't they have a new one they just started?
I think they had one maybe last year.
Okay.
Maybe earlier this year, but it's only like 5 issues or
That's
something
it?
like that. Yeah.
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, just to mess you up.
Mess you up.
Yeah.
Make you buy some stuff.
They pulled the hatery.
They said we're gonna have.
What if the Wookiee? What if Hulk had killed Wolverine? There's that one.
No, that's good.
That kind of. Was it not 51? Because I thought they were straight back to back. Nope. What if the Punisher had become Captain America?
Oh Lord.
That is awesome.
Now,
I will be looking for that book.
let me tell you what, Captain America, I'm very protective of. Very off limits. You're not going to taint him with Frank Castle crazy.
That is so awesome.
I say that, but I absolutely loved him in the Netflix Daredevil stuff, man.
What if the Punisher had killed Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It's awesome stuff. Anyway, what ifs? Highly recommend them. So much fun.
Hey, didn't show everybody what you brought. You brought in some good stuff.
This is one of those things I found this past week also.
Where'd you find these?
I know somebody.
So you didn't go to a con?
No.
Okay.
Con! No. But I know some people, and they got all kinds of things. But they had some posters from movies, which I'm not going to tell what it is because I want to bring one in. I got to find a frame for it first. It's a Remo Williams poster. I love Remo Williams.
I love that movie. Why'd you bring that up? That's going to be what we're going to talk about afterwards.
Because I don't know. It was very important at the time. But I got to find a frame for it. It's an inch off from all the rest of the frames. It's very frustrating.
I stole a poster from you, and I don't want to give it back.
There's a shocker. Was it the one behind me right now?
No.
Oh.
No. The one, I showed it to Connor. I was trying to get a frame for it.
Uh-huh.
He had a poster that Chris gave you.
Yeah. From Untamed Worlds here.
And it was one of, I think it's either Rebirth with all of the heroes back there, but it's too short for any of the frames I could find for it. And I was like, dadgummit. And I took and I hung it up on the wall just to see if it really looked that bad, if it looked good here. And it didn't look bad, but you had like the black frame and then a little white space and then the white poster and then that. So I would have probably got it matted on the sides or something. But Connor saw it and he was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I want that. I was like, it's Daryl's. I can't just take it.
I just can't believe it. You didn't. You just took it.
See, I figured if I told you, you would be like, oh, it's okay, really, Troy. You can have it.
Is it really stealing if 6, 8, 10 years later he mentions it? Let me go to the goatee on this.
You don't have a goatee.
I got fuzz on my face. Leave me alone.
Yeah, go to the fuzz.
I need to see a picture of this because I'm pretty sure that it's okay if Connor has it, but not you.
What if I have it in the man cave where he enjoys it?
Because I never get to go to the man cave.
You have to come over to the man cave.
I've been to the house. I was not permitted down to the man cave.
Probably because it was a mess. Chris was like, don't take him down there. He got to get his shots first.
How'd he lose a kidney? Well, I went to the man cave.
Went to the man cave.
I was bitten by a bat. But anyway, let's talk about this first, and then
then we'll go some
cult favorite classic stuff. Because this is actually a movie that I saw back in 1980. Gosh, it's not even on here. Doggone it.
84? 3?
I'm thinking somewhere right now, 83, 84. Of course, I'm going to show him the worst one.
No, show him the best one.
We're skipping that one.
I think these are called theater cards. Am I right?
Yeah, I think they're theater cards that were just shipped out to the theaters. For those in Lynchburg, this was at the Plaza Theater, not the big one that it's now. This is from when it was up in the upper level in that front corner.
Yeah.
Where it only had like 2, maybe 3. It might have 4 theaters in that one. I think.
No. They had at least 4.
Really?
Yeah.
More than that, really?
Oh, totally. In fact, my best memory from there ever. This was before, I think, either before or right around the time Batman was out in the theaters. I walk out of the theater from one of the movies. I used to go there every Saturday, man. Every Saturday I was there.
If y'all can see that, oh gosh, I didn't bring my stands over here.
That's okay.
But this is from the old Supergirl movie with Helen Slater. And little did I know, I had no idea, but in this one, if you can see it there, you probably can't.
Yeah.
But Willem Dafoe was in it.
Willem Dafoe.
Another person that was been Marvel and DC now.
Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Guy.
The nightstand
guy.
bandit.
Yes. A guy that's kind of creepy, maybe playing dad.
He plays creepy every time.
He does look like that. Somebody put a picture of him right beside Joker.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, okay, we got something here.
Oh, yeah.
We have something here.
He didn't even need makeup.
He really
just
did.
Pancake.
Yeah.
Just a little pancake.
Just dust him a little. He's fine. But
they should have used that instead of, like, I know Sam Raimi, he's an artist. I love his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of putting on the helmet and the mask like that for Green Goblin, I wish they would have made him kind of like Jekyll and Hyde, to where it actually, transformed him or something.
Yeah.
He's got the face for it.
That he does. He definitely does have the face for it.
He's not a big guy.
He's a real small guy, but he is a very fit guy.
Very fit guy.
Very, very fit. I don't know this, but if someone told me that he was a vegetarian, it would not surprise me.
Yeah, it wouldn't me
Because
either.
he is just, he's one of those people that say, you know what, he needs to,
He's coming after us, man.
he needs a
What
candy
bugs
bar
are
or something. He needs some carbs.
Well, who was it? I think he did one of the fights. He did one of the fight scenes with Tobey Maguire, and
Tobey Maguire.
Toby was like saying, he goes, man, he hit me one time, and I was like, oh, I really don't have superpowers. Please don't do that again. Good. Theater cards are cool, but I never understood their purpose. Like, why did they send it to the
Yeah, because
theater?
I don't know where they could post them. I don't know what they could do other than just,
Maybe once in a while they did, but that was it.
I mean, I look at it as like, the guys at the theater goes, this is because y'all are putting on my movies.
Dude.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like, maybe some of the bigger theaters, they actually would set them out there for, I don't know. But I used to see them all the time for sale on eBay and stuff when eBay first started. I was like, what is a theater
Wow, that's
card?
way back in the mid-90s.
What, when eBay did stuff like
Yeah,
that?
when it kind of first got going.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of like mid, yeah. Was it early 90s? I say mid.
The reason that I say that, though, is because what I would do is I'd put up searches for some of my nostalgic stuff that I could never get in the 80s, and I would come up with all these things like Remo Williams. And you'd find theater cards or posters.
Theater card would be cool.
I think I have a theater card. I have to find it. I don't know where it is. Of Timok and The Last Dragon.
Now, did you get that when they had the remake of it? I'm not the remake, but when they had the showing of it.
No, in fact, I'm sorry, it wasn't that. It was Russell Wong in Vanishing Son, a TV
That one
show.
I don't know.
Russell
Wait,
Wong.
they had cards for that?
That's the whole thing. I don't know what it was, but it was like a card advertising for like the cable stations to put out.
That's awesome.
Well, Vanishing Son, if you guys have never seen that, fantastic.
Did it last long or did it disappear?
It vanished. It actually did like a mini series. That's a long story. It's a long story.
It's the best kind.
All right, check it out.
Especially the long story that really has no payoff at the end.
All right, check this out. I'm sitting there. It's late night. I'm it's like Friday night or something. I'm flipping through the stations, and all of a sudden I see this, and it looks like this, Asian guy walking down the road, and he looks kind of like a mix between, and I mean not him personally, but like just what's going on. It looks like a scene like it could either be from the old Kung Fu show. Kwai Chai Kane, with the messenger bag and stuff and carrying a jacket. Or the end of The Incredible Hulk when Bill Bixby is playing the Lonely Man music.
Just slowly walking down the road.
And he puts his jacket a little tighter and hitchhikes.
Yeah, it's kind of late summer, early fall in Southern California.
Wind blowing, right?
Yeah.
But I say, okay.
Random tumbleweed.
I don't know what this is, but I'm going to watch it. And I watched the first 5 minutes. And within the first 5 minutes, this guy walks up to this place where they're, it's like kind of like a diner, but where there's, guys that are hanging outside. And he gets into a fight. And he's like Kung Fu Billy Badass. I mean, he's just whack, 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 and looked sharp. And you looked at him. He was a good-looking guy. He looked like maybe like kind of a Bruce Lee kind of look to him. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm watching. I watched the whole show, and it was like an hour and a half TV movie. And I wrote it off like, man, that was fantastic. I actually like popped in a videotape and videotaped it, real quick when I saw it coming on. And thought that was the end of it. And found out that they had made part 1, part 2, and part 3.
Really?
And it was something called the Action Pack, which was like this thing where they did Knight Rider 2099, where it was in a post-apocalyptic future Knight Rider.
Yeah.
They did Vanishing Son and a couple other things. Come to find out, my grandma up in Vermont, she loved like pro wrestling and kung fu movies. And I had talked to her on the phone, just catching up with her, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Vanishing Son, I've seen that. In fact, I taped one of those." And I was like, "You did what?" I had number 2, and she sent me 1 and 3 that she had taped.
That's awesome.
Loved it. And then
I'm gonna have to find this because that sounds pretty good.
Oh, it's so cool. So cool. Vanishing Son, Russell Wong. And then he went on to do some other things. But Black Sash, the TV show, he was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a kung fu student of Master Takang Wong, which was a grandmaster of the Tiger Kung Fu system. You give me a look like
no,
that.
because when he's like going there, I was like, and right now is where it stops paying off.
Dude.
right about now, we're getting close to that.
He's like, that's enough information.
Yeah,
Google.
like Tiger Chang Wong. I'm like
Tak Ang Wah.
hanging on.
No, and in the name of the system, this is how much I was into it. I did kung fu for years before I ever did like jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and all that. And Fu Jiao Pai.
Like
that is
pie.
not made up words. That's legit.
Is that like French for fudge pie?
It is Tiger
like,
Claw,
like
the
chocolate?
Tiger Claw system. I used to do that stuff, man. I was into it. I was the glow.
Speaking of now, you had katas and stuff, right?
Well, we call them forms in kung fu.
Okay.
But yeah.
Because I was just talking to a guy the other day that's black belt in Muay Thai kickboxing, you know, like our black belt.
Yeah.
And he's also a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he just moved, so he hasn't found a good jiu-jitsu school where he's at.
Was he from here and he moved?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and he's like, you know, something I haven't done in years, since he was probably like 10. He's like, he hasn't done katas and stuff. So he found a school, and he's going back and doing katas.
Oh, and enjoying it?
Yeah, he's like, you know, back he's like, I don't get this. This makes no sense. He's doing that. He's like, this is fun again.
Yeah, it's dude,
fun.
That's cool.
That's what that's
How
my first
old
thought.
is this guy?
Probably right around mid-30s, maybe.
Oh, that's fun.
Maybe close to 40-ish.
He's probably doing it as just a refreshing, nostalgic, memory lane.
Yeah, because he was thinking about opening up a school down there, you know, and I was like, that's a pretty good idea, but you know it's expensive.
No kidding. Good for him.
And he's like, that is very expensive. Let me try something else.
Yeah.
But honestly, I thought that was really cool that he started doing that.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool. Back in the 80s, though, the martial art movie was responsible for people thinking it was an education avenue as much as it was entertainment. If you wanted to see moves and didn't live, with a really great teacher around, the only exposure you were going to have, you didn't have the internet.
Yep.
You had kung fu movies or Van Damme.
I can just imagine people going, wait, there was a time without internet?
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's ridiculous.
I remember thinking when they
Neanderthals.
Thralls. Easy for you to say.
Yes. Very easy for me to not say.
I remember when they said...
Sometimes I wish this wasn't live.
Shut up, I'm talking.
And
we're back.
So, wow, I literally just... We were talking about something that was very, very not important.
I was going to say, I remember when they were talking about...
80s.
Every house would have a computer. And you looked at them like, what is this, the Jetsons?
So I remember Apple II. And I was like, nobody's going to have that.
Oh, yeah. Everybody has.
I remember one of my
Same thing with a microwave. I was like, everybody's going to have a microwave? They said, yeah, and everybody's going to have a phone that they carry with you. And you're like, no.
What is it, Star Trek?
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. But I remember when my best friends had the Commodore 64.
Is that that computer?
Yeah. It was basically
not a game system. It was a computer.
It was basically a keyboard, but you could get like cassettes. Like almost like the audio cassettes.
Yes.
But they would have games on those.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And then you have then not long later the floppy disk come out, the big floppy disk.
Yep, I remember that.
You had that. I was like, man, we used to go there. He did have some games with it as well.
Were they good?
Yeah, well, for the time, they were great.
Yeah. I mean, did you like it? Like, I got to go. I want to play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd be over at his house all the time playing these games.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It was before Nintendo come out. Man, I love Nintendo.
Back in the 80s, what movies did you watch during those times that you were like cult favorite classics? Even to this day, you're like, okay.
Well, we talked about Remo Williams. And the Adventure Begins.
Great theme music.
Gosh,
too.
I loved it. I actually, when I got the poster, I went back today and rewatched the movie, and I still love it.
I love that movie.
It's got a nice pile of cheese in there.
Have you ever read the books, like The Destroyer?
No.
You have to. You have to read them.
I did not even know there were books involved.
That's what it's based on. Is the books, the series called The Destroyer? Because that's what it is. He's not. In fact, Remo Williams, that wasn't part of the title at all. So after I found that out, I went and I was like, I gotta find one of these books. The books are like dated. They're like late 60s or in the 70s or something like that. So when you read it, some of the references like about their technology, it's supposed to be James Bond cutting edge, but it's antiquated. But there's Chun and there's all these other things. You need to read them. They're fantastic.
I have to look that up. Chun was killing me in this. I was loving it.
I love him.
I mean, poor Remo. He finally makes it up to the second level in the building, but he's doing it on like almost like one step is on a stilt, one step was on like a pipe.
It's like a pipe, yeah.
Yeah. And because one I think it was wood, I think one was metal like a pipe.
Yeah. And one was like a 2x4.
He's got his chest all puffed out. So Chun, he turns to life and goes,
No. He goes like this. He goes, very good, because he went all the way up. And then he goes, now down. He goes, down.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Good. Click. He goes, well, I can't see. He goes, what did he say? Like, use your memory of how it was or something like that.
You do not trust only what you see with your eyes. Trust what you know.
Now, I would say when I
then you got to hear it, right? Where's he go? He goes, okay. Ah! Whack.
You just take two steps. You don't see it, and all of a sudden, stuff is breaking and crashing down. It was hilarious. But that guy's face, Chun's face, it was like something didn't look right about his face.
The actor's not Asian.
Oh.
The actor is Joel Grey.
Ah.
He's a Broadway trained actor, and he doesn't look anything like Chun. So they had him.
I just thought somebody's got a really bad makeup job, but I had no idea. It was a bad makeup job.
You remember when he was watching soap operas and he was only on two fingers with his feet straight out watching the soap opera?
Yeah. And like at the end, he's like, "We need to hurry up because we got to find out what's going on in the soap opera." I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
Will Jim marry Beth? I love when he's trying to talk to him about like, you will go down and get Junji rice. It's the best. And he brings all this food, and it's like this canned food that is garbage. 'Cause he's a bottom feeder, and he goes, "What is in this? Monosu?" And he goes, "Monosudoglydium." You can't even say it. He goes, "I can say rat droppings. I wouldn't eat it either." He goes, "Put your hands up." And he puts his hands up, and then Chun kicks him right in the balls. He goes, "Oh!" He goes, "I did not say keep them there," and walks away.
So good. Dennis said Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack.
Absolutely
awesome.
Epic. And then they tried to make a 2. One of the worst movies in the history of movies.
Yeah. It was bad.
It was absolutely hideous.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But the first one to this day, I absolutely love. Rodney Dangerfield was awesome in it. Chevy Chase. Gosh, so many other great actors.
Bill Murray.
Yep, Murray. Obviously, Bill Murray.
Well, in fact, Bill Murray and Chevy Chase almost got into a fist fight on the movie set.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of the guys originally in Saturday Night Live, like Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and all these guys, you can say whatever you want as far as them being like, just funny guys. They're savages. Legitimate savages that would get in fights, like fist fights. Like Dan Aykroyd, you think of him as a Ghostbuster?
Yeah.
He'll take Jean-Claude Van Damme and wipe the floor with him. He's brutal.
Why?
Like, all right, for instance, like if they get pissed off because of whatever happened on the set, and they're like, "You're gonna do what I say." They're all alpha males. You piss them off, they're gonna grab the back of your head and throw you over the craft table.
See, when you said this, I thought they were savages about who got the starring time.
No, I mean
got
like
more
they would
cam time. I would never thought it was like, I just feel like kicking someone's butt today.
Was it Jay Moore was talking about that? And he was talking about being on a movie set with Bill Murray, and he was, he's going to take a day off, and he told the producer, he goes, "Hey, my son's coming in on the weekend. I'm not going to work this weekend. It's his birthday. I'm going to spend it with him." And the guy got on the phone, and he said, "Yeah, I don't think that's going to work." And he said that Bill Murray got into the guy's face, picked him up by the shirt, and he says, "The only reason this movie is getting made is because of my name."
Oh,
I am the
God.
thing here.
Oh my goodness.
And like threw him over the craft table.
Oh, good gracious.
And then after that, he goes, I was like real freaked out. Like, Bill Murray is a nut. And because he said he's the nicest guy he ever worked with. He said Bill Murray's the nicest person ever. Outside of the time when he threw the guy, the producer. After that, he goes up to me. He goes, hey, my son's coming in, so I'm going to stay here.
Mhm.
If you want, you can take my jet and fly home.
I want to take his jet and fly around.
Well, he didn't say fly around. He said fly home, like to see your family.
Well, darn, I'm already home.
Isn't that crazy?
Man.
Crazy.
Dang, Bill. Man, kind of scares me. I don't know if I want to meet Bill or not.
Check Troy's temperature. What the heck is that supposed to be?
It's like 63. He's ice cold.
Am I too...
Cold as ice.
I'm cold.
I'll tell you what I did see.
Maybe I'm hallucinating. I'm delusional.
Maybe. You know, I don't know why, these 80s things just made this pop into my head because I think this was late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
MC Hammer.
That's 90s.
Yeah. I just saw this today when I was looking for frames. All these hanger things. He is now the spokesperson for this because it says, please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
Oh, Lord. Dude, I saw that.
It is horrible. Like,
the guy needs money, man. Let him make his dollar.
Wait, Hammer, you dropped the notch. All right, what's one of your movies from the 80s?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, gosh, I love that movie.
Well, first of all, Remo was one of mine.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Big Trouble.
I love that big Jack Burton over here.
Jack Burton. Oh, dude, I used to love him being on that CB. So
I'm glad Peasy's not here right now because he hated it.
He hated it?
Yeah. That's
classic.
Dude, that's exactly how we feel when we talk about Equilibrium.
Oh, Lord.
That movie was awesome. If you've seen Equilibrium, just go ahead and give it props now because it's one of the greatest things ever. Oh,
okay, I got you.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Calling Bill Murray a savage would make you want to check the man's temperature.
Before we move on, I would like you to look at past podcasts about me referring to Bill Murray as probably my all-time favorite actor in the world.
No, you did not also call him that, but you also said he should be president.
He should be president.
Yeah.
Him or The Rock. Those are my two picks, I said. If I could have dinner with anybody in the world, those would be the two guys I'd want to take and choose from.
Dennis, you are not one of those people.
And I never heard the story about Bill Murray being a savage until I saw it in an interview with Jay Mohr, M-A-H-R or whatever, and it blew me away.
M-O-H-R?
Is it M-O-H-R? Yeah.
Well, anyway, that guy.
That guy.
He's pretty funny, too, at times.
Oh, he can be hilarious.
Yeah. Other times, not so much.
That interview was hilarious. He was talking about Chris Farley and how he was crazy.
Chris who?
Chicken dick.
Look at that.
Solid. Big Trouble. That's right.
Yeah. Lottie freaking dog.
It's all in the reflexes.
Yeah.
Hey, let's trade back and forth. Give me something.
Big
Trouble in Little China. Go.
That movie that I'm thinking of right now. Yeah, that one. Beverly Hills Ninja, which
no,
was
no. Stay with Big Trouble. Give me some other, like,
some lines from
yeah,
that?
some lines from the movie.
Gosh, I just remember, like, that first part where he's talking. But, like, scenes I really remember. Like, when the guys are coming down, like, the one guy's got the thing spinning in his hand. And one guy's got lightning flashing around. But the guy spinning...
Enchanted all the three stones.
Because I figured at some point that guy's got to lift his fingers up and they're getting chopped right off.
Love it.
And what was the third guy? Because they didn't have nunchucks. One guy had the things going around.
One had lightning.
One guy had lightning. It was thunder, lightning, and rain.
Rain. Very cool, though.
Yeah.
Hey, how about this? I love this. Is one of my favorite parts of this movie. I did it this day.
The green-eyed girl.
Oh, is she hot?
Yeah.
Hot. Mm-hmm. But this is one of my favorite things. Jack Burton, Kurt Russell's character is just completely just like, whatever, man. These guys are just pissing me off. They're at one of those paper walls, and they're all looking for, like, a secret way in. And he walks up, like, late to the party, and he's tired from being in this fight, and he's like, what the hell y'all doing? He's checking for the wall. And he goes, is it hollow? And he goes, yeah. And he pulls out his knife and goes, fuck it. he cuts that thing and just starts walking through. I started just dying, man.
I tell you, another scene from that movie that I really remember, they finally go through all these things. They're about to leave. They open up a door, and everyone's on the other side of that door. He slams the door real quick.
He says, we might have a problem.
It's so awesome. Oh, God.
Dude, I remember that I was in Kung Fu at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all like 10th, 11th grade. I mean, what a fun time to be into that.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddies would go like and see me in school, and their thing that they would be like, this is be like, and show me the little sign from Big Trouble. I'll be like, ah,
Yes.
that's so cheeseball fun.
Yes.
I like when he was sitting there and he goes, so when that big old ugly sucker grabs the favorite part of the back of your head and smashes it into the wall, what do? You tell him what old Jack Burton said. Yes, sir, the check is in the mail.
Gosh.
Good stuff.
Yeah, guess what I'm going to be watching later this evening?
Love that movie.
Yeah. So awesome.
Okay, Big Trouble, Last Dragon.
Last Dragon.
Love that.
Uh-huh. But again, Beverly Hills Ninja.
Oh, okay, let's go to Beverly Hills. Sorry.
Absolutely love that movie.
Did not.
What?
I didn't.
I just went high pitched there. What? I mean,
I love Chris Farley, but
gosh,
it was just such an easy
that
gimmick.
was awesome.
It was just
Chris Rock was in it. He was trying to teach him.
I don't
It's
know.
like, one day you will choke that chicken.
You see, it's just I just thought it was just I don't know, it was just too easy of a gag. It wasn't. I didn't think it was creative. The Fat Ninja.
Martin Tanley, I'm over here.
Now I tell you what that would have worked better
He's
at.
swinging those fish.
Short sketch comedies like the Chippendale thing with Patrick Swayze.
One of the greatest skits in the history of Earth.
If he would have done Fat Ninja or Beverly Hills Ninja then.
You've heard of the legend of the White Ninja. Some say it is I.
It is I.
It's such a great skit. I mean,
No, hey, we were
one
just-
of the best movie. Man,
No.
that's a little smidge of disappointment.
I'm
there.
sorry, because I love Farley too.
Yeah, man. You probably didn't like any of his movies, did you?
I love Tommy Boy.
Okay, he made that twice.
Yes.
Black
and
Sheep, Tommy Boy. What's
Yeah.
the difference?
Nothing. And then I didn't like Black Sheep. I thought I was
How
like,
is that
dude,
possible? I actually like one, not like the other.
the first one was original, and the second one was like, I've already seen this.
I mean, Black Sheep. They're going down the road and and they get pulled over by the police.
I just remember him tumbling down the hill. I don't know what stuntman did that, but kudos to him. I still remember it 20 years later. Like, oh my God, that hurt.
They say that when he's talking about David Spade, he was back there. He was like having sex with a chicken, or was it a goat? I think it was a chicken.
I don't remember Black Sheep references, but I got a lot of Tommy Boy ones.
Oh, so good.
Your brain's got the shell on. Was there a niner in there?
When he was pushing the cow and slid right under it.
Dude, hey, tell him Beverly Hills Ninja was a 90s movie, though. It wasn't an 80s movie.
No, it was 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's awesome. It's a cult classic now.
Yes.
You figure it's 30 years old, or 22 years old, 21, 22 years old.
Now, the
Closer to 25. Blade Runner. Yeah, he just said Blade Runner.
Blade Runner classic.
See,
Wasn't your thing?
he's all right.
Yeah, maybe you're just a little young.
Maybe. I'm so much younger than you. You heard it here first.
You are young.
Breakfast Club. Now we're talking.
Oh, Breakfast Club is a great one. That was one of those.
If you've seen Kimmy Schmidt, that was an epic scene from Kimmy Schmidt.
When she did that.
Yeah, she was in a school. She was about to go back to school, and she just does this. She just turns away from this lady, and she just goes,
Dude.
and she just freezes, and the lady just kind of staring at her.
Don't you forget
It
about
was
me.
so funny.
You mess with the bull,
You get the horn.
you get the horns.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller was good. Very good.
Bueller.
I can't get my son to watch that one. I want him to watch it. He goes, it's too old. I don't want to watch that old stuff, Dad. I'm like, Ferris was good.
You know, there are times that Connor, I question him.
Well,
This is one of them.
He's stubborn, dude. I'll tell you another one that was right around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Weird Science.
Yep. What was I just watching the other day? The Goldbergs.
Yeah.
They did that in a
Weird
movie.
Science?
Yeah.
Ah,
And it
that's
got like
good.
the bras on their head.
And
And then
oh,
the,
yeah,
the sister
yeah.
comes in. You know, she's about to go to college.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, why do you have my bras on your head? And
You're
David,
stewed, buttwad.
and David Kim is like, he's all happy. He's got that on his head.
Oh,
and,
dude.
and his brother's like, oh, gosh.
I love that. Bill Paxton in that movie.
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Who would have thought, right?
Oh, what was that movie from that? Oh, gosh.
Kelly LeBrock, very fine.
She was hot back in the day, wasn't she?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They Live.
Oh, yeah, They Live. I saw that once. That was
Oh,
enough.
gosh, I love that movie. I was talking to Matt Slay today, and he said he put a picture up from the con he just went to.
Yeah.
Baltimore Con. 2 guys dressed up like that. They look just like Roddy
No
Piper
kidding?
and David Keith.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have been a very cool thing.
I was like, did you ask them if they have bubble gum?
Yeah. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Chew gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of gum.
Goonies.
Chew bubble gum. Goonies.
Goonies is one of my favorites. That is
gosh.
like the absolute
I've been,
dream of all kids
I've
to go on a
been
treasure
late
hunt.
for stuff to watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like every time it comes, like, well, sorry,
I mean, wouldn't you have
day's
just
over.
died to go on a treasure hunt? And
Yeah.
if it was legit,
Well, back in the day, did you ever go on any treasure hunts?
like what do you mean? Like just make one?
Did
Like
you ever
a
hear
fun thing?
the Bill's Treasure?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Here local.
we got the things together. We're trying to decipher the codes and stuff.
now that-
didn't work out too well for us.
Not yet. Somebody's gonna find that one
Yeah.
day.
And I was like, man, we're gonna find this thing, man. We were like going through the Bible, finding letters, passages.
Dude.
It didn't work. We tried.
What about ninja movies? Did you watch those as a kid? Like Sho Kosugi was the guy who made the ninja movies famous, like Revenge of the Ninja, Enter the Ninja, Ninja 3: The Domination,
Mm-hmm.
The Master with Lee Van Cleef.
Cleef?
Those, I remember Revenge of the Ninja specifically was the one that we watched over and over and over. Because back then, if you got a videotape, you might not be able to get the other ones. Whatever you had, you watched over and over and over. And that one got put in on the regular, man. Oh.
Trying to remember this movie. Oh, okay. Less Than Zero.
Oh, with
Robert Downey Jr.
And what's Andrew McCarthy?
Andrew McCarthy and the cute girl.
Jamie Gertz.
Yes, Jamie Gertz. But that was one of those movies when you mentioned him earlier. I was like, oh yeah, that was a movie. I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, this is a really good movie. I bought the DVD not too long ago and still love it.
Dude, what about 16 Candles? You remember that?
Yep.
Another one of the John Hughes.
I wasn't huge with Hughes with that one. I liked it, but that one wasn't quite as big for me. Mainly, I just didn't like. No, I'm thinking of Pretty in Pink.
I never saw that one.
Pretty in Pink, I didn't like.
Not good?
No.
With Ducky?
Okay, Ducky was funny.
Molly Ringwald never did a single thing for me. Like, you know how she was a star of a bunch of those? Didn't see it.
She was in so many of those John Hughes movies.
Did you?
Wasn't huge, no.
No, nothing.
Jamie Gertz. Jamie Gertz, I always thought she was really cute.
Oh, what was the other girl?
She was in Solar Babies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad we don't have to have a memory now. Lost Boys, to me, still one of my favorite movies.
Lost Boys is still one of my favorites.
2 and 3, absolutely horrible.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Don't waste your time. That first one was awesome. Heathers was another movie I loved.
I never saw that one. That's with Christian Slater.
Christian Slater, Winona Ryder. Shannon Doherty's in it. That might be early 90s, actually. It's either late 80s.
I think it was 80s.
Late 80s, maybe. But
that and Gleaming the Cube.
Vacation. Gleaming the Cube. Oh,
dude,
love that movie.
Hey. No, wait. Before you go to Gleaming the Cube, Vacation. Favorite time was when he gets to the rest start and he's like starting to dance.
Yeah.
And he's like eating the sandwich, and all of a sudden he's like eating the sandwich. And a girl goes,
"Dog beat
on." He's here. That is one of my favorite parts.
That is absolutely awesome. And when he goes up to the Grand Canyon and just
let's go.
Christy, like, what,
Christy Brinkley.
Oh, good gracious. She is still very attractive.
To this day, she's one of the most beautiful women alive.
There's this one lady I know.
Total Gym is working.
And maybe it was earlier this year, late last year, she put up bikini pictures.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And this woman I know, she goes, if I was an actress model, I would still be in great shape. I mean, she's got it so easy. I'm like, you would not look anything like Christy Brinkley.
Who said that?
This one lady I know. I'm like, no.
No.
That
is a gift to humanity.
Yeah, I was like, no. Okay.
Dude, Stripes. Yes. Let me tell you something. I think that was 50% responsible for me signing up for the military.
Sergeant Hulka, I'll be your big toe.
Okay, funny man. That's the fact check.
Was Taps in that time?
Yep, Taps. Timothy Hutton and Tom Cruise. Did you ever watch that?
I did watch that. Sean Penn was in that too.
Sean Penn.
Back when they were kids in the military.
Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
Oh gosh.
Remember when he wrecked the car and he goes, "Hey dude, don't worry, my dad's got a toolbox." Like he's an electrician and stuff.
One of the greatest. It's so funny.
That makes me want pizza, man.
Mr. Han, it's not just your time, it's
our time.
No shirt, no shoes, no dice.
How can he be one of the coolest guys in our child, memory?
Yep.
And then he is who he is today.
Yeah. Spicoli.
Spicoli,
was hilarious.
cool.
Great character.
I remember that's the first time I ever saw anybody wear those Vans.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
I'm just thinking about the time that he did, like, he was dreaming and he had just won, like, the surfing championship.
Yeah.
He said there he's got the surfboard
yeah.
He's got the
white on his
sunscreen on his nose. I was like, that was so funny.
Radical. And I love how they did the things after, like, where are they now?
Mm-hmm.
Spicoli actually won or saved somebody.
Mm-hmm.
She's a millionaire's daughter, and got Van Halen to play at the celebration party or something. And I was like,
what was
Van Halen, hell yeah!
What was the girl's name in that?
Phoebe Cates.
Yes, because I was saying, because the day I was trying to think, I was like, she married Kevin Kline.
Very, very famous scene of her getting out of the pool.
Yeah, poor Judge Reinhold.
Oh.
I always thought that was a great name, Judge Reinhold.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talking about Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to fall for a banana on the tailpipe. Can you tell Victor Maitland he might want to get himself checked?
Yeah. Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers.
Balky Bartakamus. And that was a TV show, not a movie.
It's Serge, remember? He goes,
that's what made me think of it because he was in there, yeah. So
I love Serge.
Awesome.
Very cool.
He's got Return of the Jedi. Empire was also in the 80s.
Dude, Empire was one of the ones I had on disc.
Mm-hmm.
Watched that so many times, wore it out, had to buy a new VHS tape.
Wow. Gosh, love that.
Dennis, I agree with you. Stripe's one of my all-time favorite forever. All-time favorite. And I'm with him. Fast Times, I didn't like it. I didn't like it until I was older.
You're older? Oh.
When I was older. When I was younger, I looked at it one time, and I didn't gel with it. I was just like, I don't know. Spicoli, I did. But the rest of it, I didn't.
Yeah, John Cusack had some really good movies in the 80s.
Say Anything.
Uh-huh.
Holding this thing out right now.
Yeah. That's a boombox, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all don't know what those things are nowadays.
You know what I love is him wearing the overcoat with the high tops.
Yeah.
That is such an 80s thing. What a cool thing, man.
Gosh, what else did he have? Because he had a bunch of movies back in the day. What was that movie? The skiing movie. Doggone it. Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead.
He's and that kid on the bike always come
out.
$2.
$2. I thought that movie sucked.
Oh, I want to hit you in the head with a.
I
only got a plastic bottle.
I thought that movie. I remember my brother liked that, and I was just like, this is lame.
It's awesome.
I love John Cusack, but I hated that movie.
That fat kid next door with the foreign exchange student. Yeah. He was basically trying to maul her the whole time.
Was Bill and Ted, was that in the 80s?
Bill and Ted should have been late 80s, I would think.
Love that.
Yeah.
San Dimas football rules.
they're still talking about a third movie for that.
Socrates. And old dead French dude.
Socrates. I don't know. Every time I see Socrates, that's all I'm thinking of, Socrates.
Dude, I loved their presentation at the end with all those. I was like out of my seat cheering for them. I was like, they're nailing it.
Party on, dudes.
I love that.
Abe Lincoln.
Be excellent. What great advice for people. In this world today, Bill and Ted should take and help direct your feet. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah.
Party on, dudes.
Yeah, and they cannot make that movie again.
No.
George Carlin.
I know.
I mean, you can't replace George Carlin.
George is funny, dude. What a genius.
He was awesome.
More liberal than I am. I'm not liberal. More of a conservative slant. I still love his humor.
I'm more of just awesome and think he's hilarious.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I think he's. He's one of the guys I can watch on YouTube just over and over.
My thing is, when he does some of that stand up, he's got like a 5-minute straight, just fast-paced monologue. You're like, how do you remember that whole thing?
I mean, without skipping a beat.
In the context of like a 55-minute concert.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
How do you? And he just keeps rolling with it, rolling with it, rolling with it.
Genius.
Mad Max.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I wasn't big on that.
The first one I wasn't. Road Warrior I was, because that was the one when I was starting to actually be able to watch that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah.
Because I remember the third one, Thunderdome.
Thunderdome was okay, but I thought it got a little weird too.
Well, Thunderdome, what I really remember about it is how they were really hyping that movie. Tina Turner was in it.
Because music videos were now a driving force in the advertising, and man.
Okay, he just threw up one of my favorite movies, War Games.
Dude, and he had another one. Dennis, you are on point tonight.
I think he's Googling this.
Dude, Red
Which is
Dawn.
okay with me. I love it.
War Games was one of the first one I ever saw on VHS.
And who would have known that the secret to the world is tic-tac-toe?
Would you like to play a game?
I was like, that was so awesome.
What a great finish. I remember, don't you remember when that, at the very beginning, he changed his grade on the computer and all that? And I'm like, I got to learn everything about computers. That's the secret to the world.
Then Ferris Bueller.
And is it not?
Then Bueller later did that too.
Smart.
Yeah. He's like, he's missed 12 days a day. And you see on the screen, it's slowly going up 9, 8, 7, 6. I was like,
let me ask you. After Ferris Bueller, he started doing all this other stuff. Do you think he still has it at his cool? Because
who? Matthew Broderick.
I do not look at him as cool
I'm trying to remember the
anymore.
last thing I saw him in that I was like, I really liked it. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
He's done a lot of directing and stuff as well.
Cable Guy, remember he did that?
Yeah, see, that was funny to me. I loved that.
The only thing I liked that was funny in that was Jim Carrey warming up for the basketball scene. Doing those stretches.
Got that mouthpiece.
Oh, yeah.
He throws down hard on. Good gracious.
Dude.
Highlander.
Hold on. Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Another one I watched to death.
All I can say about that is this. Wolverine.
Wolverines, man.
Now, the sequel, not quite as good.
Nah, but still.
A long way from being as good.
I don't even know why they try to do that kind of stuff. It's like, no.
And nowadays, you can't have, somebody just flying around, they just go land in Iowa.
And start taking over.
Back then, you can almost see it because the technology wasn't there as much.
That's right.
But I'm sure they would have still had something. Willow. Do you remember Willow?
I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Quaid and what was the little person's name?
The guy that was in everything as the little person.
Yeah, he was.
He was the leprechaun. He was, wow. Was he R2D2?
No, it's not Kenny Baker.
No, it wasn't Kenny Baker. Wow.
I've seen that guy's name.
He was Leprechaun. He was Leprechaun.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy I'm thinking of, Warwick Davis.
Warwick.
I'm pretty sure it was Warwick Davis, I believe.
Ewok.
Yeah.
He was an Ewok.
Yeah. See, I told you he was in one of those movies.
He's a dude, little person.
He's a big person. Wow, somebody cracked out Dennis with a Secret of Nim. Do you remember that? Animated.
I did, but I never watched it. Never saw it.
I thought it was all right.
Hold on, the other one I like that he's got up here, The Highlander.
Yeah.
Dude.
Gosh.
Not only was the first movie fantastic, and the second one utter crap. I mean, just so bad that even in the canon of the story, everybody agrees that one didn't happen.
That's kind of sad. You got a movie like...
It's so bad it's not canon. But I tell you, very seldom does this happen like this. The TV show, The Highlander, I like just as much as I like the original movie.
You
Duncan
know what?
MacLeod.
I love the first one.
What a great actor.
I did like the TV show better than the movie. And I love the movie.
And I love the movie. I've actually got those still in collectible VHS where it's got the Highlander and it's a picture of Duncan with a sword. That's a good-looking man.
I always thought he looked
Adrian Paul.
Was that the Highlander?
The
guy?
Highlander, yeah.
Because I always thought he looked like he might be. He couldn't see real well, could he?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I thought they said he couldn't see real well in real life.
Oh, that maybe. I had a buddy of mine who said that he saw him out and about, like in L.A. or something, and he said, the guy is so good looking, you have to hate him. Because when he walked in, every girl
for me
in
that
the
was
bar,
Dan Cortese.
Yeah, dude. Well, he almost looks like Dan Cortese a little bit.
I don't know why Dan Cortese just popped in my head when you saw that.
Remember in Seinfeld?
Yeah.
What was that guy? What was his name on that show?
I don't remember what the character's name was. Like, dude.
Tommy doesn't like it, George. He always talked to himself in the third person.
No, that wasn't him.
That was Dan Cortese.
No, that was a different character. He kept calling himself Jimmy. He's got the Jimmy legs.
No. There's two. There's Jimmy is another guy, but this remember Dan Cortese was the guy who messed his face up.
Yeah.
Mountain climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he talked in the third person.
Yeah. Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I do know that Jimmy did it too.
Yeah, because he had the Jimmy leg and he had those shoes. But he mentioned a couple on here that's just ridiculously awesome. Good Morning Vietnam.
Liked it.
Which I thought was, to me, I liked it. It wasn't.
I didn't love it though. Yeah.
Because Robin Williams, I thought he was really good in it, but overall, yeah.
That was the first time I saw him in a serious drama thing, and I was not expecting it. It kind of threw me.
Because when I think of Robin Williams, there's another movie that I would look at as being one of the worst ever was Toys.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
It had Joan Cusack.
Oh, she was awful.
LL Cool J.
I remember that.
And I was like, that is one of the worst things out there.
Ever.
Big. I love Big.
I liked it, didn't love it.
Oh, still love that movie. I watch that every once in a while to this day.
Hey, Arena, walking down the street. Then I can sing it if somebody else knows the words. I can jump in.
Yeah. I remember that part of it. I just can't think of it. But
Tron.
Gosh, I love Tron.
Isn't it funny if you try to watch that first movie now? Because I tried to watch the first one when the new one came out, and boy, it was tough to watch.
I still love it. But,
really?
Yeah, but I will say this:
them walking around with neon
for that
striping,
time, that was pretty cutting edge.
Yeah,
it's like Star Wars when they first come out in the '70s.
Yep,
very cutting edge.
Yep.
Indiana Jones.
All of those.
You know what?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I wish I had another mic so I could drop it because I love Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I loved all three of those movies.
All of them.
Okay, I did say all three. You notice I totally excluded one because it was terrible.
I mean,
bad.
My favorite scene, of course, is the one where, it's a famous story. The guy starts swinging the sword. He's tired of looking at it. He just shoots.
You know why they did that?
Yeah, because he got tired of doing the scene.
No. He was really, really sick, and they said they were actually going to film like a fight scene, and he was so sick, and they just just shoot him.
No, I know for a fact.
I'm telling you, look it up. Dennis, can you look that up for us?
Look it up. He's wrong.
I am always right.
I know this one because he said they had done it like 3 times and kept messing it up, and he just said, bam, and the guy fell, and the director, Spielberg, loved it.
Was really, really sick.
I know he was sick, but that's why he kept messing up the scene.
A scene like that.
Wrong.
Dang it, I need a mic so I can drop it on that.
Let's talk about the horror stories.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Was that the first one? Wasn't that late 70s, the first one? Was that early 80s?
Could have been. I think Halloween came out first in the early
Halloween.
80s.
I know Halloween was in the 70s.
Was it in the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Jamie Lee Curtis, Mike Myers.
My favorite out of all of them wasn't Jason. It was Freddy. The first Nightmare on Elm Street, I loved.
See, I loved that first Nightmare on Elm Street, but I loved the second Friday the 13th. Because the first one, Jason wasn't the killer.
That's right.
Yeah, his mom was.
Yeah.
And she had that sweater that went all the way up.
Did she still have the hockey mask?
No.
Oh, I did not know
because
that.
what happened was in the first one was her the camp counselors and stuff, they weren't keeping an eye on Jason, and he drowned.
Right. Because he was a retarded kid, and they were like, "No, we're not messing with him."
And so she went back and she killed everyone.
Got you. Good movie.
Wait, he's looking up movies and he's not paying attention to us. How dare you? Okay, in the scene where Indiana Jones just shoots the guy and just turns around and walks off, was it because he was sick or just didn't feel like doing the scene? So we'll wait about 15, 20 seconds. Let us know. Platoon, great movie.
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
Better than Platoon in my mind.
All right, Full Metal Jacket to me are two different movies. You've got basic training. Love that.
And then Nam.
I love that. And
horrible.
Then that's how I felt about that movie.
I saw Full Metal Jacket the night before I went down to Fort Benning for basic training, and I remember thinking, "What did I just sign up for?" Never knew. I mean that. Wow. I'm glad I watched it though because it took a little bit of the shock away from me.
Now, you do know that when I was going to, coming back from San Diego, we're in the airport, right there in the terminal. I'm just sitting there, minding my own business. some guy sits beside me, and all of a sudden I get a text. I look at my phone. Peasy. Peasy's sitting right beside me. He sends me a text. He goes, I think that's the guy from Full Metal Jacket sitting beside you, R. Lee Ermey.
Really?
And I'm like, whatever, dude. And so I never even look, because I'm like, he's not sitting beside me. You know, I'm like, whatever. You know, first class gets on, then, you know, us bums, we get on. And there he is, sitting there in first class.
How about that?
I'm like, I could be sitting there getting ripped apart, talking about how the best part of me is running down my mama's butt crack.
Oh, jeez.
One of the great lines, one of the great put downs.
He actually did a shooting competition with Hoist earlier in the year.
Is that a jelly donut in your Foot Locker private pile? And he's sitting there eating it while everyone else has got to exercise.
This is my
stuff.
rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun. Hey, how are we doing on time?
That was one of the awesome scenes. Right now we're at 105. So we're just a smidge over.
Yeah, excellent.
But, oh gosh, I love that movie.
Stay tuned next week to when we take and figure out who is right, the D or the T.
Vote in the comments, because we all know I'm always right. So I say. Next week we're going to try to what are we going to talk about next week? We're going to try to get into the Inhumans, if someone can get a chance to watch it.
I'll watch it.
Because here's the thing. For those who don't know, this man is so busy.
I'm
so
busy.
when sometimes he can't get to stuff. I understand. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You know
I'm
that.
gonna be on a paved road.
I'm
then.
on the road. Here I go.
It's gonna be paved.
But
What's the other thing we're supposed to watch? Gifted.
yeah, The Gifted. Yeah.
Gifted.
But no. The reason we want to know is Dennis he's sick, and that's why they decided to do the scene that way, or he was just tired of doing the scene because the guy wasn't doing it right.
You can't read and then talk about something that somebody else didn't read the screen for. You got to set up what you were saying.
I done set it up 5 times.
All right.
But if
Daryl is wrong and I am right. Thank you, Dennis.
But let me just say this:
Hybrid Martial Arts, Roanoke, Virginia.
If you're ever in Roanoke, Virginia, and I'm not going to promo this ever, go to Hybrid Martial Arts.
Hybrid.
Dennis Hayes, one of the best teachers out there, but I'm not going to promo that.
And if you're in Lynchburg, Virginia, come to the Edge Martial Arts.
Where's that at?
In Lynchburg, Virginia.
It's conveniently located right here where we are right now.
Right now.
Right here.
We're at the beautiful
Edge Martial Arts,
Lynchburg headquarters.
under the legendary Hoist Gracie.
That's right. I'm going to put on my guns.
Yeah, no. Dear Lord, no. The best part about that is we're at the end, so people probably haven't made it.
No, that's what I was going to say. Nobody's here.
So it's probably not people vomiting.
Oh, that's harsh. I'm going to put it up. Bam. Oh.
Now I know what it is to be 12 years ago and me doing that all the time.
I love you,
No wonder
Daryl.
people would always be like,
Dude, hey, thanks for having me on tonight, man. I had a good time.
That's a big pile of sugar right there. That's all that is.
A big pile of shh.
But all in all, guys, that's all we got. You guys have an incredible day.
See ya!